Hello, my name is Jared Bowling with Bible Prophecy Made Clear. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Everything is under control with Area 51. Right now, all I need for you to do is look very closely at your screen and do not turn away until this video has ended, and pay close attention to my pretty pen, because everything that you're about to see right now, you will not forget and cannot be unseen.
A lot of folks are taking the internet-fueled idea of storming Area 51, where conspiracy theorists think the government has aliens on ice, as just clickbait. But it appears the U.S. Air Force is taking these threats seriously. National Security Correspondent Jennifer Griffin shows us tonight from the Pentagon.
It was a joke, but one the Air Force is taking seriously. A Facebook post, an avowed fake designed to get likes, announced a plan to raid the Air Force base in Nevada known as Area 51, which has been at the center of UFO and alien conspiracy theories for decades. More than 1 million people have signed up for the Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us event slated for late September, in which the post declares, "We can move faster than their bullets. Let's see them aliens."
Today we're having fun, talking about Area 51. You know, whether you're a Christian or an atheist, Buddhist, Muslim, it seems like there's a genuine interest in aliens. So we're not going to be really defining what aliens are biblically today, but we're going to be looking at the whole Area 51 story. You're going to want to stay around for this one.
Now 1 million UFO enthusiasts on Facebook say they'll storm Area 51. Air Force officials issued a warning response saying, in part, "We would discourage anyone from trying to come into this area where we train American armed forces to this day. The U.S. Air Force always stands ready to protect America." It sounds like there's going to be a problem.
People are so excited about this event of Area 51 that they've set a date, September 20th in Nevada, that they're going to go up to the gates and they're going to storm the gates and run into Area 51. I don't know how they're going to do that. They're going to have all kinds of military guards out there, drones, ray guns. I don't know what kind of defense weapons Area 51's going to have, but
it's been enough to spook the Air Force, which doesn't use the term Area 51 to describe the 2.9 million acre live fire training range, the largest in the United States, located at Nellis Air Force Base in Nevada. One of the many reasons Air Force officials don't want people to trespass on the base, they are worried some might be killed. Quote, "Any attempt to illegally access military installations or military training areas is dangerous."
Being prior military, I do not encourage any civilian to raid Area 51. This is a horrible, horrible mistake. They have authorization to take you down if you do trespass against a certain line.
As part of a Facebook event titled Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us, the mission appears to be, quote, "See them aliens," a reference to the fact that many believe Area 51 to be a secret alien holding site. Newsweek reports the event presents the idea of people around the globe invading the site on September 20th via a Naruto run, referencing a manga character who keeps his head down and his arms stretched behind him while running. Comicbook.com points out that the person who created the event is known for posting memes and streaming on Twitch, but it's unclear how serious the intent is to make a run at Area 51.
It doesn't matter how fast you run, they're gonna get you. The military has many, many non-lethal ways of slowing down or stopping civilians that do choose to pass this line. You can be thrown into prison and you can also be killed. And you're going to be getting people from all different kinds of walks that are going to be going up to the line of Area 51, or what I'm guessing the military is going to do is going to designate an area for those that want to come and see Area 51. On the outside of the perimeter, they'll say you all can be at this location, because the military is going to want to watch the civilians but not encourage trespassing. So they're probably going to try and control the situation as much as possible, especially if an extremely large group does come up. I can see military personnel being there, I can see police officers being there, and also private security.
The base is still a favored location for classified military projects, so security is justifiably tight. Motion detectors, high-tech cameras, the ominous camo dudes, and warning signs which declare deadly force is authorized.
When I was in the military, I did convoy and convoy protection. I did security checkpoints, but technically my job in the military was a 13 mic. I did field artillery on a it looks like a tracked vehicle with missiles and rockets on the back of it. Now, I never actually got to shoot at anyone or shoot rockets or anything else like that. I got shot at a lot, but nothing ever happened to me, praise God. So the information that we do have that has been revealed to the general public is that they've had at Area 51 top secret bombers and airplanes. This is where they go to practice war or drop bombs and just kind of do some target practicing. They do war games there.
Back in the 1950s, they were testing the U-2 spy plane there, and we know Saddam Hussein, they had forces training to capture Saddam Hussein prior to the Iraq War. That was going on there, and it didn't help in 2017 when the Pentagon confirmed the existence of a $22 million government program to analyze anomalous aerospace threats, also known as UFOs, giving the alien-obsessed people who we're about to see something else to go on, hard and fast facts. If these thousands get together and storm the area, they could be under a military attack, couldn't they?
Beverly Hamilton said, "Brother, it shows what people's minds and thoughts are about. I read an article that said most people in the UK believe in aliens, not God. No offense to any believers in the UK. I love all God's children. By the way, I'm sure the statistics of the US beliefs in both would be staggering as well. Keep the faith in Christ Jesus." Sherry Bailey said, "I'm worried it's going to be a massacre, the sacrifice of some sort. The people want truth, but they're searching in the wrong place. God is truth. The Bible is truth. Jesus is truth."
Decades. I mean, you know, Area 51 is the Shangri-La of conspiracy theories that involve UFOs. It's kind of this American archetype of whenever the UFO mythology comes up in our culture, all emphasis goes to Area 51. I think that's why 1 million people are talking about storming the place, and it certainly has the U.S. Air Force. It has the ear of the U.S. Air Force.
Because the spaceship crashed there, and then we took the aliens captive to study them. Is that the problem?
There has been renewed interest in UFO sightings since it was revealed earlier this year. The military has spent $22 million to research UFOs and announced new classified guidelines for how its pilots should report them. Last month, the Navy briefed several senators on Capitol Hill about UFO encounters like this one. From a Navy F-18 training mission 4 years ago off the east coast of the United States, an unidentified aerial phenomena.
You have objects that are doing things, maneuvering in ways without any obvious sign of propulsion.
Mankind has always had an interest in something bigger, something out there other than themselves, outside of our atmosphere, outside of this world. And if there's some kind of life form out there, or even some kind of deity, some say we've traveled in space to the moon, and there's others out there that say everything was faked. But there is still a focus on something controversial about whatever it is that's outside our atmosphere. Movies have been made on alien invasions, and there is even alien worship, people that actually worship aliens. But all of that comes down to one thing. Are we focusing on what's in the sky, or are we focusing what's in the Word? Why are Christians so focused on aliens when God has placed this Word into our hand to help cultivate our character and get us ready to see Him? So there's a genuine interest of what exactly Area 51 is. This top secret base that some people say that is holding aliens inside of it.
Now, Area 51 is this classified military facility that sits inside a test and training range that's also classified, that is the size of essentially the state of Connecticut. So there is so much activity going on out there. Overhead espionage, countermeasures against electronic warfare, paramilitary training. It's got all these elements, and you throw the UFO lore into it, you got a lot of ears and eyeballs on Area 51.
I know that we're not talking about aliens right now, but you got to check out this video by Doug Batchelor, where he goes into a deep Bible study covering the belief of aliens and what the Bible has to say about that. I think maybe in the future, soon, I'll be covering this topic.
Is there life in outer space? Well, I believe there is. I think the Bible teaches there is. Psalms 8, verse 4 and 5, first of all, what is man that you're mindful of him, and the Son of Man that you visit him? For you've made him a little lower than the angels. Now, what was made first, angels or people? Angels. Well, at least the angels were the sons of God shouting for joy when the world was made, right?
By the way, I'm going to leave links in the description part of this video if you'd like to check out Pastor Doug's video or Roger Bourneau or maybe a couple other ones that you might find interesting.
Disinformation, misinformation is when you put out a different story. In 1950, there was a plane crash at Area 51, just outside Area 51 at Mount Charleston. It was a group of CIA scientists who were working on the U-2 spy plane. When the plane crashed, the CIA behind the scenes went, oh my God, our secret is going to be blown. The public's going to know about this U-2 spy plane we're building. Instead, the local paper in Las Vegas reported a story that these were scientists working on nuclear bombs out there. Bingo, the CIA had its own disinformation, misinformation campaign that had been created by the local newspaper.
Gotcha.
And I think we're seeing a little bit of that today.
The Pentagon has been keeping track, or trying to, of the type of aircraft that don't take off and land from conventional airports. We're talking about unidentified flying objects, UFOs. You can laugh about it if you want, but a lot of people are taking this revelation very seriously.
We may not know if aliens exist, but it turns out our government had a special team of UFO hunters that was trying to find out. The Pentagon now confirms the existence of a secretive UFO program tasked with investigating reports of unidentified flying objects. The Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program was created in 2007 at the urging of then Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. And over the next 5 years, the program received more than $20 million for its work, which included analyzing a variety of aeronautic threats ranging from what could be our adversaries' next-generation aircraft to reports from military pilots of encounters with unknown objects like this one in 2004 that appeared to defy the laws of physics.
Look at that thing, dude. So look at this thing. It's rotating.
Now, the Pentagon tells us the program ended in 2012 when officials determined there were other higher priority issues. But the program's former director, who resigned in October, says it was only the funding that ended and that over the last 5 years, the program has continued investigating incidents alongside their new responsibilities. This weekend, Harry Reid said he has no regrets about the program he championed, tweeting in part, "This is about science and national security. If America doesn't take the lead in answering these questions, others will." Now, this isn't the first time the Pentagon's investigated UFOs. Between 1947 and 1969, the U.S. Air Force's Project Blue Book investigated more than 12,000 UFO sightings, and while most of those ended up having reasonable explanations, 700 sightings remain unexplained.
We're standing right now on the North Korean border. Our interview with the president didn't simply focus on foreign policy or the decay of American cities, though you could fill hours of programming on those topics. The federal government is being increasingly open about its decades-long investigation of UFOs. They have spent millions of dollars, and officials admit now they've seen many things they don't understand. We decided to ask the president about it. Here was his semi-cryptic answer. Watch.
A government official recently who said the U.S. government had wreckage from a UFO in a facility on an Air Force base. Are you familiar with that?
I haven't heard that, no. I haven't heard that. It has not been within government, has not been a big thing, but I've seen it. I've seen it on your show, but I've seen it. I don't assume it's correct, but, you know, I have an open mind, Tucker.
No, you do, Mr. President. Thank you for that.
Nowadays, you can believe anything, right?
Nick Pope is a journalist. He once investigated UFO sightings for the British Ministry of Defense, and he joins us tonight.
That he has is very interesting, and when he says he doesn't want to get into this, does that reflect just that he's personally not that interested, or maybe that he received some classified information that he's not able to share about all this?
We spoke to a credible, non-crazy U.S. government official who said categorically, flat out, the U.S. government has wreckage from a UFO. Didn't say it was extraterrestrial. It was an unidentified flying object, and the U.S. government has material from that aircraft, whatever it is. That's an amazing claim. How would the president not have heard that, assuming it's true?
Well, I think, yeah, I think that's the big thing, assuming it's true. I mean, I would think that the president has probably asked the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, firstly, is there a threat here to the United States? And secondly, setting that question aside, what are we dealing with? I mean, is this our own tech? Is it Russia? Is it China? Or is it from somewhere further afield?
What is the majority view about what these are? Russian, Chinese, American, or something else?
Well, I'm not sure there is a majority view, and even within government, and I've been here myself with the British Ministry of Defence, there were conflicting opinions. I mean, look, if the President would like more research and more briefing, I'm certainly happy to help with that, and I could probably round up a couple of other former intelligence officials from within the US administration who've looked at this, and we could certainly, I'm sure, get some people who aren't afraid to think the unthinkable and ask those big what-if questions. But look, whatever happens with UFOs, this may happen on President Trump's watch. I mean, we may get, with the current radio telescopes, certainly with the next generation telescopes, we might get absolute confirmation that there's other civilizations out there, and therefore this might happen on President Trump's watch. He'll be the one who has to make the announcement, and what a historic announcement that would be. My fellow Americans, people of the world, we are not alone.
There's these videos in the 90s of a man named Roger Moore New that was interviewed by Doug Batchelor by Amazing Facts, a Christian ministry that I very much trust. Roger Moore New has also written a book called A Trip into the Supernatural. He finds himself worshiping demons and finding a lot of biblical truth at the exact same time that it's happening. And because of this biblical truth that he's finding out, the demons start attacking him. You gotta check out this video. But towards the end of the video, he is having a conversation with this satanic priest. And this priest tells him of how Satan is thinking about or is going to be confusing the masses through the belief of aliens. You've got to check this out.
So a number of fascinating things happened at these seances, but finally you actually got to the place where at one point things were flying around the room and you were having demons and spirits were speaking to the group and making promises. And
I'm going to tell you a very short little story here. We go to one of these seances one Saturday evening, and there was a guest exorcist, whatever you want to call him, medium, that was speaking there, and my friend says, hey, by the way, this big, great man, the band leader, famous band leader is going to be there with his wife. I said, really? Oh boy, I like to meet him. Now this man belonged to a high Luciferian society of spirit worshippers. And what happened, that the spirit had, this spirit counselor, that is one of Satan's top angels, had told the high priest of the society, just about a year before, that the great master wanted to bring two individuals in to the society that would be a tremendous asset to the group in Montreal, and had given our names.
And the priest told us, we talked quite a while, and then he said, could I have a little bit more? You were talking, I want to do something very fascinating. He says, the grain plain, the master's grain plain, for harvesting the nations, for harvesting the multitudes of the earth into his cause, just before the close of the great controversy between the forces of good and evil. So we continued, after we expressed ourselves that we're deeply interested to know more about the activities of spirits. And he said, it's going to be done in a unique manner. This grand plan is going to take people are going to eat the stuff. Because he says spirits, demon spirits, will declare themselves to be inhabitants of far distant planets in the galaxies that are coming to warn the inhabitants of planet Earth of the impending destruction of the planet unless something seriously proper is done to avoid it. And he went on saying that they will claim to have out-of-body experiences. So he went on explaining about the fact that the spirits will show themselves willing to give valuable guidance that will not only help people avoid the destruction of the planet, but it would cause it to enter into a higher state of existence.
2 Corinthians 11:14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. I encourage you to watch the whole series. I know that it's probably about an hour and a half long for each video, but you got to check it out. It's an amazing testimony. It gets you really excited to share Jesus and drops a lot of knowledge on Bible prophecy and the soon coming of Christ. I also made my first shirt. It's on Teespring. It's my MIB shirt, Ministers in the Bible. Check it out. I think you guys will like it. It's a good conversation starter and just a all-around fun shirt, cool shirt to have. Check it out. So September 20th, a lot of people are going to be at this event, and I think this is an awesome opportunity to be a soul winner. So I set up a GoFundMe page. I set the amount at $1,000. I figured that's enough for, I want to go out September 20th to Nevada. I want to document the whole trip. I want to interview people. I want to hand out water, hand out tracts, and just talk with the people, encourage them in their walk with God, and meet people where they're at, collaborate with other Christians and other groups of people there that are going to be there, and just an opportunity to share Christ with the people that are going to be at this Area 51 raid. Now, I'm not personally going to be crossing the lines or anything, but what I'm going to be doing is that I'm going to be just talking with the people while they're on the ground. Now it's going to be in the desert, so that's why we're going to be handing out waters. We're going to be handing out tracts to encourage people in their faith. Every penny that goes into the GoFundMe account will go directly towards evangelism of the Area 51 event. So I could really use your support, and thank you so much in advance. And when it was day, he departed and went into a desert place. And the people sought him, and came unto him, and stayed him, that he should not depart from them. I really hope that you guys have been enjoying the direction of this channel, the fun time that we've been having together. I've been really enjoying going into the comment section below and just seeing all of your comments and questions. There's a lot more videos that are going to be coming out. I've just been getting organized this week, so next week we're going to be having a lot of fun. Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. I'm your friend Jared Bowling with Bible Prophecy Made Clear. I want you guys to check out one of these videos. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I love you guys very much, and God bless.